Hi, this is John Blyler, editorial director for Semi IP Systems. And today I'm at the Computer History Museum, and I have the pleasure of talking to Meredith Lucky, who is the VP of Sales at CAST, and a technical person as well.
Yes. Well, everybody at CAST is an electrical engineer, so that's really how we build up the business, is by being able to relate to our customers.
Let's talk about say old IP and new IP. So there's lots of new applications that are coming along, and you had commented earlier about some of these differences, and what's your take on that?
Well, we have legacy IP. We've been around for 23 years, so we have a lot of IP that's still applicable today. People sort of laugh at me when I say, the 8051 is still one of our best sellers, right along with our 32-bit processors. Why would that be? And now with the whole new marketplace of Internet of Things, where you're looking at really low footprint, small footprint, low power applications, throwing an 8051 in as an embedded controller is just really a great thing to do, because you have a whole ecosystem. People are familiar with it. They're familiar with the tool set. So it's a really good choice. So we're seeing a lot of the old IP still moving into new market spaces. So that's really good. And even, the JPEGs. I mean, I have more people coming to me asking me about H.264 for an application where really a JPEG core is applicable, and they'll sort of look at me and laugh and say, well, that's JPEG's been around forever. But if you're looking at compression ratios down about 10:1, and you can keep up with the processing speed with the new JPEGs, and we have multiple encoders that can keep up with high def video now. So why not use a stable core? It's a small footprint again, runs very fast. You have one clock cycle per sample, so why not? Why put in an H.264 that's overkill?
You would still think there'd be some, at least with the 8051, right? That there'd be some, I don't know, I suppose some interface issue or something, but I guess that's not a big deal.
Well, that leads us to what are the demands now for new technologies coming. So let me see, some of them haven't materialized. So I've had people asking me about 4K video for the last how many years, and still there are very few of my customers that are actually require that, or 60 frames a second video. So we like to talk about what the requirements might be for the next projects, but I've been hearing these for a couple years now and they still haven't materialized. But we do have to plan for it. So in the meantime, you take the old IP, I'll take the example of a JPEG again. So now I have a JPEG that could run at a maximum performance in a specific technology, whether that's the ASIC or a specific FPGA family, and I need to have it go faster. So we can parallelize them, and we can have a core with multi-engines, and that can keep up with the increased throughput for faster frame rate or very high definition. Yeah.
So what's, IoT, yes, but how about drones? Or, there's got to be some cool technology. You were talking about JPEGs, right? Yes. Some new things that are coming on. So you've probably had some of them.
We have a lot of customers that are doing drones and Internet of Things. And that's interesting, again, about what people have talked about and what's materializing. So you have everybody, even my drone customers are talking about ultra-high definition. Now we're really coming to a space where it's not really about like the high definition quality. It's about just getting the data and being able to process it, because we want to bring that analytics in to the edge. We don't want to be transmitting all that data now. We want to be capturing it, doing some kind of computation, face recognition or something like that, and processing the data. And it doesn't have to be ultra high quality. So some of those requirements that people thought that they were really going to want sort of have gone by the wayside a little bit.
And you could do facial recognition comparisons and whatnot on an 8-bit core? Or does that have to be higher then?
Well, we don't do analytics ourselves. That's a different space. That's not our IP space, but it's the data that they are manipulating and where that's going to take place. So we've seen that in the surveillance market, over the last decade, where they've moved a lot of the surveillance type of control applications from a server out to the camera, and that's what we're going to see with the Internet of Things. It's sort of the same thing. Instead of sending data to be processed, we're bringing it out to the edge instead. So now we have to have more performance and smaller footprint, low power. So we are seeing different types of requirements based on the market.